Oh, what's poppin', man? It's your boy Trip G, the coolest in the room, man. We are here again for another episode of Blunt Convo. We have brought back the interview edition, man. I have a very special guest with us today. Someone that means a lot to me, man. My guy, Angel. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Shiny. Feeling good.
Man, I'm glad to hear that, man. You look shiny.
Maybe it's the oil on my skin. I try not to show it off to everybody here. This
Right,
comes from
right.
age and living.
Yeah, yeah. It's looking good on you, man. So,
Right,
what you been up to these days, man? How's life treating
I want to complain. I have room to complain.
you? Yeah,
But I want to say the greatest thing right now that I'm really feeling is just alive.
yeah,
There's a lot of things going on in the world, both to me and to those I know around me, and struggles are real. So
yeah, yeah.
for me, it's just being alive.
Yeah.
Okay, let's live, let's breathe, let's do what we can. I'm also blessed.
Mhm.
So many amazing things going on in my world. The work I do with Spark Creative Labs,
Yeah.
that's really taken off. The work we do with veterans is really picking up. The work that we do with Operation Go and saving our youth and
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
out there with the kids. The work we do with Soundbar. Shout out to all of us.
Yeah. Shout out to the soundbar.
But the work that we do with Soundbar really starting to pick up, and just Oklahoma Contemporary, Aquaseed, all the things that I'm a part of and do. The big thing I'm really seeing is just the communities being served,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's my mission above all else. It's like let me show up for people and do what I can.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, thank you. You know the community truly appreciates you. I'm one of the guys that can speak that very loudly. We appreciate you, Blunt Convo. We appreciate Soundbar for having us. But just like on a personal tip, man, I appreciate you in various ways in my life, man. And I just want to get into some stuff that some things I might know, might not know, but this will be for the audience. So to start off, where are you from?
Originally from Alexandria, Louisiana.
See,
Yeah.
see, I didn't know
I'm
that.
from Louisiana, but I have to say it for those who are not my folks. Right?
Yeah.
I'm from Louisiana, but I'm from Louisiana, Alexandria. My family out there, I've done a lot with them growing up, and I moved from there at about 6,
Yeah.
and moved to Lawton, Oklahoma, and I stayed there and jumped in between Alexandria and Lawton to kind of really establish myself. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And when did you get down here, Oklahoma?
Um, like I said, I was about 6, so that would have been that was 85,
85.
85 when I
Okay.
came out.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
a kid, but I had been exposed to a few things that kind of got me into the sauce. So
Right.
I came out here, military family. Didn't really stay at a school system or a house for more than a lease. We moved around a lot. It was a lot of struggling growing up, but it was a beautiful struggle.
Yeah.
I often tell people just how privileged I really am.
Mhm.
Financially, we were broke all the time,
Yeah.
but man, I had a family that supported me, encouraged me. If I had an idea of something I wanted to learn, they were like, "Okay, let's do it." And I would watch my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, everybody would jump in,
Yeah.
and we were like that for all of us.
Yeah, yeah.
And very supportive of our community. There was no such thing as neighbors; they were new friends.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And how many siblings do you have? Do you have any siblings?
I do. Biologically, I have one brother and one sister.
Mhm.
Through God, I don't have enough fingers, toes, and hairs on my head to count.
Yeah.
But growing up, a lot of the family that I have, it was a family that was made.
Yeah.
So sometimes my brain really does kind of blur that line. Say, okay, there's my biological, but there's not a difference between my
Right.
biological, and then my cousins are treated the same way as my brother and sister.
Right.
And then, the kids that live down the street, if grandma say I'm finna take care of them,
Mhm.
they're treated the same way as my brother and sister. So
Absolutely.
there wasn't really a definitive, this is your brother, this is your sister kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Where do you fall in line with your biological siblings?
I am the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah.
Ah,
So before me, the oldest person was my aunt. She's 15 years older than me. There were no babies.
wow.
Nobody had any kids.
Mhm.
And I mean, that was for the family that communicated. I'm sure there are siblings or
Mhm.
cousins, or not siblings, I mean cousins or something
Yeah.
out there who are older than me. But for my family, I was the oldest.
Wow.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure. You come in, the name Angel, see, for the whole world out there, my real name is actually Michael.
Right.
But the name Angel came because my grandmother said I was the angel that brought her family together.
Wow. Wow.
There was a lot of fighting, turmoil, and struggle, and here comes this baby, and all of that went right out the window. My family is extremely geared toward youth and kids.
Yeah.
We're very focused on what we do for children more than anything.
Right.
And so with the baby coming in, everyone just started pouring in, and let's let all the bygones be bygones because we got this baby and we can't do that with this baby.
Right. Right. Right.
That's where the nickname Angel came, and
Wow.
it just kind of became what I'm called. So,
Right. Right. Okay. And like, so what was your relationship like with your biological siblings? Like, were you like that parent type sibling, or were you able to be the relatable big brother?
oh, that's a good one. So neither, but both. Neither, but both. I was the mediator.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like a lot of times when the adults didn't want to fight with each other, they would take me in the car with them so they can gripe about each other.
Yeah.
And I would be the one that would hold discretion and not, they could do that with me without it getting back to them in a bad way or, me calling them out or
Yeah.
something. But also with my siblings and my cousins and everyone around, it was like, they would come to me, hey, I don't know how to do this, or I want mom to say this, or I can't really get granny to do this. And
Right,
it's
right.
like, okay, so I was a lot of the mediator, but I was also, it was a lot of things, again, pressures.
Yeah.
So I learned to braid hair, I learned to cook, by the time I was 6, I was, braiding my little sister's hair. I was able to get in there and cook a dinner if I needed to.
Yeah.
It's not saying that, that's where I was put on all the
Mhm.
time, but, as a kid, one of the biggest things that they made sure of is that I knew how to take care of the home. And one of the little words or rules that we had was be able to take care of yourself and someone else.
Mhm.
That's when you're growing.
Yeah.
You can take care of yourself and someone else. So I was kind of both, but neither.
Yeah. With me having a younger brother myself, and having I only have a daughter. One of the things that if I ever have any more children, I'm gonna dial in on is like the amount of weight that I put on Raya. In a sense, I want my second child to have that as well. I feel like with the younger siblings, they don't have that same amount of weight and pressure or like just responsibility. And that was gonna go to my next question. Did your siblings have any responsibility, or was you the man of everything?
Well, I mean, first baby, 15 years,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. So it wasn't exactly like they knew what they were doing
Yeah.
because no one had a baby.
Right.
So there wasn't like hey, you see 2 years ago that didn't work out. Like
Yeah.
you got 15 years of a gap.
Yeah. Right.
But for me, I would say that at first I felt like it was as a kid. I guess it was because I was blinded to the whole why me all the
Yeah.
time. But I see a lot of where they had to step up when I wasn't there.
Got you.
My cousin Kendrick, who was right under me, having to step up when I'm not around. If I'm going to do this or do that, yeah, Kendrick, you got to take this. You got to do this. Keldrick was the cousin under him. Same thing.
Right.
I got a cousin. His name really is Darkest, and he is the darkest. My man's, we also call him Midnight Tar.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, cuz I love you. For that, it was just really stepping into things. My family dynamic was a little bit different. We were more of a matriarchal family.
Got you.
The women in our family pretty much ran most everything. The only time that it wasn't the women who ran things is the oldest male.
Got you.
And even then with the oldest male, it was a balance of power. It's like Congress and president are supposed to be. It was a balance of power in that sense. So I was the oldest male. I fell under the women there. And so it was never really also like it was just me doing.
Got you.
When the siblings had to go into those positions, it was like, okay, I started washing dishes when I was 6 and they started at 8. I didn't think it was unfair.
Yeah.
But they really learned their work and how to roll with it. So.
Yeah, man. Makes sense. So you had mentioned the military. What made you go in the first place?
So I went in the military to pay for college. Um, you know, for my family, again, financially, we were broke all the time.
Yeah.
And so when I went to college, I went to the University of Florida, and I was brave with it. I actually went to UCO first, and then I went to University of Florida. But when I went to college, I was like, man, I got all this debt. Military had this great program. All I got to do is serve 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get an enlistment bonus, and they're gonna pay off my college tuition. And I get more college hours from that. I mean, I don't see the problem.
Right.
Right. But that's what made me go into the military. Though it didn't quite. I mean, yeah, they paid off my debt, but the lifestyle wasn't quite what I expected.
Right.
I was young with it, and it kind of changed a lot of how I function.
Yeah. Would you? I say like, if you could do it again or go back to that time, would you join the military or would you find a different route if you had that option?
When we speak of hindsight, paradoxes in that sense.
Yeah.
I had to have joined the military.
Right.
To be who I am right now.
Got you.
I had to have gone through everything I went through. The struggles, the life choices, the things that I done. I had to have been that person.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense, man. So you told me about like your surgeries and whatnot, man, and I wanted to bring that up on camera. I heard you and Blake talk about that on camera. So how many surgeries have you actually?
28.
28.
28. 19 of them were done while I was in the military within a year and a half.
Yeah.
The job I did in the military was surface warfare. And we often would say special warfare combat crewman, but it was surface based, So I was NATO assigned.
Yeah.
And it was really rough kind of thing. The joy that I have now is that I'm no longer attached to any of that. But for a big chunk of your life, I'm looking back on everything that I did and all that, and I'm still paying for it.
Right.
I'm still paying for all of that. So that's why I say, college was paid off, but I'm still paying for things that I didn't think I would ever have to pay for. I have 5 prosthetics. Another 5 prosthetics. I got more surgeries coming and get more prosthetics from that. But
wow.
It's not a thing that, it's not a badge of honor kind of thing. Like, oh man, look at everything that I've been through.
Yeah.
But it is a testament to how God can kind of keep you when you don't expect him to.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take a lot of my life seriously until I had to recover from all of that.
Right. And what was the job, or what was it that you did that, I don't know, like what was it that you were doing that made it to where you had to go under 19 surgeries in the military at that time? Like, what was your job or role?
Okay.
To experience that.
So I was Navy, and my rate was electronic warfare, in particular electronic warfare technician. I was a electronic warfare specialist as well.
Okay.
So I worked with electrical signals, radio signals, different types of communications, and different encrypted forms of communications, countermeasures, countermeasures. I was also a specialist in MIGI, which is meeting, interference, jamming, and interception.
Goodness.
So, listening to radio signals and conversations on the phone, people talking, not really knowing what they're saying because they're speaking multiple languages plus codes and figuring it out. So it was a lot of puzzle finding. But that was what I originally went in to do. I got in trouble. I got in trouble, and I had, I got slapped with a choice, and I ended up taking the choice versus going to jail. And with that, that's when I got NATO assigned, and things really changed from there.
Got you.
We did a lot. I got SWIC trained, and we did a lot of. How do I put it? We did a lot of just covert operations. I guess that's what most people can think of, covert operations. But most of my surgeries really wasn't combat related.
Yeah.
Only when I got shot in my leg was it combat related. But yeah, I broke my wrist. I broke, not a prison joke at all, right? I broke my wrist. Just I broke my wrist just goofing off, and I slipped and fell and landed my wrist against there was a brick wall in the area, and I landed my wrist against it and I was cracked in. So I broke my wrist. From my shoulder, the prosthetics that I have on my shoulder, the ECM, which is the electronic countermeasures that we use for ships. There's a big giant tube that shoots it off, and it weighs about 100 pounds. And I was carrying it, and I was going down some steps, and my foot missed the step, and so I pulled my arms with it, and it tore this all up. I had full battle rattle on. And we were walking across a bridge, and there was like this janky rope bridge. Everybody else walked across it perfectly fine. As for me, I slipped off the corner and I fell 30 feet and broke my rib. So that's where that comes in.
Yeah.
Blew my thumb open. I can go on and on. There's some of them I don't remember exactly. Froze part of my lungs on a jump. Yeah, it's just, I remember at one point in time, I had 4 surgeries within a week.
My God.
And I remember that. I had 4 surgeries within a week.
Oh, my goodness.
But it's just it's those are the surgeries that they put me to sleep for that I know of. I kind of don't remember how many. I was like, okay, doc, go ahead and take care of that.
When you was awake and they just had to
go ahead and, like, my thumb was one I was awake for. They just, numbed it and put it back together.
Oh my God.
I'm not trying to, okay, world. Let's be clear.
No. I love this, but it's just me. I cringe, boy.
Okay. I'm not going into this whole, like, yo, check out my combat red.
Right.
No. I honestly wish absolutely none of that on anybody.
Right.
I do not want anyone to have to go through any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the struggles I go through. Like I said, I'm paying for right now.
Right.
There's times it takes me 20 minutes to get out of bed. There's
Yeah.
times where it takes me, I have to stop moving. I have to sit down because I can't walk.
Yeah.
There's times where I'm perfectly fine, and next minute, okay, I'm not breathing very well.
Yeah.
All right, let's fix this.
Yeah.
These struggles that are lifestyle for me now. I had to have gone through, like I said, to be who I am. So,
my last question was
Sure.
with this particular subject. What was your most painful injury?
my lungs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Man.
So part of my lung froze. When you're high up in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more nitrogen.
Yeah.
And it's colder. We see objects entering from outer space, and we see all the burning.
Mm-hmm.
That's because there's nothing in outer space, and then all of a sudden you're colliding with the atmosphere of Earth.
Good.
That's why we see all the burning.
Yeah.
And these things are moving really fast, and they slow down because of that friction.
Right.
But when you're already in the air there, it's just your lungs, it's cold. It's really cold, and it sucks the air out. You try to breathe, you breathe in nitrogen. And that nitrogen is not good for your lungs at that level. We nitrogen around us, but at that level it's not good. So, I smoked as a kid. Everybody smoked. I didn't quite tell them about all that when I was in the military, and that ended up being, the tar and the buildup ended up collecting, and that crystallized. It froze because of the nitrogen, and so. It's like having a part of your lungs just frozen in place, but the muscles are trying to move it.
Yeah.
And every time I went to breathe, I couldn't breathe, and it was extremely painful. That was the worst pain I had ever felt in my life. But I'm through it.
Good.
I'm good. I'm through it.
Yeah. Man.
I'm surprised because that one,
Yeah.
To be honest, though, that wasn't the first time I talked to God. I figured that would have been a good time to.
Yeah.
It was after I had got shot in my legs, and the doctor had told me I wasn't going to walk right again, and that I will never walk right again.
Yeah.
I love dancing.
Right.
Everybody who's ever seen me like just kind of off in my own little world, I will groove to myself for hours on hours. But I love dancing and I love movement.
Yeah.
I just never really took it serious, like a lot of my life. I didn't take it seriously until I was told that, and that was the first time I actually talked to God. And it's like, God, please don't take my dance away.
Yeah.
And He didn't. He gave it to me in other ways. I look at all the students and people that I've influenced with dance,
Yeah.
and I see, how big that's become.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where they made their impact around the world. And it's not saying, oh, I did that. No, I'm a part of that.
Right.
And I can see my dance there. I see my dance here and here and here. And that was, that made it worth it.
Yeah.
But that pain from this, hey, y'all, look, I'm just saying, you don't want it. You don't want it. It's yeah, you don't want it.
So pretty much, you said you served how many years in the military?
I was in for 3.5. I was scheduled to be in for 5
Okay.
on the first contract I had.
Okay.
4 plus an extra year for the enlistment bonus. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So at that point, you leave out. You went through all the scars, the battle wounds.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like for you adjusting back to life, coming back?
I'm glad you said it the way you did.
Yeah.
Coming out, especially doing some of the things that I did, and I think about everybody who's seen combat.
Yeah.
Especially combat that involves children and involves family.
Yeah.
Like, you don't come back. You don't come back. Another version of you comes back.
Yeah.
You might think it's still you, but you ain't who you were before.
Mm.
In the world that you come back to, they're looking for the version that left,
Right.
not the version that came back home. And you don't recognize anything. You thought you did, but you don't. Like, I came back. I mean, I was interacting and hanging out with people whenever I was, back in the States. But when I was no longer obligated to work, I struggled. Like, who am I?
Right.
Like, those questions.
Yeah.
One of the things that we, with Spark, have been doing is this project called Diddy Bops, The Art of Listening. It tells the story of Neil Chapman. He was a Morse code radio signalman in the Air Force back in the 70s doing Vietnam. And with him and with things that he do, he took pictures of a mannequin factory because he could relate. And that hit emotionally so real. Like, I look like a person, I talk like a person, I thought I was a person. I'm not.
Wow.
At least I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And I watch people really struggle to accept and to understand the things that I've gone through. And I had to learn to accept myself.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably the biggest thing.
Wow.
It's really learning to talk to people again.
Yeah.
Recognize humanity. And I think that's probably the biggest catalyst into like my community giving and showing up and doing what I can to help others. It's because I had lost that.
Yeah.
I needed that back.
And how long would you say it took you to get that back? Coming back, was it like some years time? Do you still feel like the effect on that?
I came home and was, I was released from the military in 2003.
Yeah.
I don't think it was until 2010 that I truly took what I was doing and really was like, okay. I mean, I had already been working with kids. I had been doing things. But I was a facsimile of myself the entire time. And it was more like I was watching a version of me go down and trying to figure that guy out.
Yeah.
But I didn't take it seriously until when I had an argument with my wife.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing? So that's when I stopped cussing. That's when I stopped arguing all the time. That's when I started really pouring into people, like really pouring into people. That's when I started looking at who I was and just really making the focus of community the goal.
Yeah.
It's because I was like, man, God's giving me all these gifts and talents, and was faking the phone.
Right.
I wasn't real with myself.
Right.
Yeah.
How old were you 2010 or at that age when that snapped for you?
So that would have been when that would put me at 30. I was almost 31 at the time, so
Um,
30.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
It hit. Like, what am I doing?
Wow.
What am I doing?
Wow.
Yeah.
So that actually wraps me into my next question and my last question. Um, what is your why?
Ooh. 4 answers. Here we go. My first one, I don't want the world to be a bigger problem because I didn't try to solve something for myself.
Right. Man, I can feel that.
I,
You just
I,
man.
I had to be cooler with me. And that means I had to accept all the things that I've gone through, all the things that I've done, my poor decisions, my great decisions, my trials, and my successes. Notice I didn't say errors.
Right.
All right. I had to accept that, and I had to see just how beautiful I truly am because I'm trying.
Yeah.
And I had to also see how beautiful people are around me because they're trying too, and how it's not about what comes to me, it's about what I'm a part of.
Right.
And where do I find myself in? Like, let me show up.
Yeah.
And so that's the first one. Second one, man, children. Hey, you can't. I will fight somebody over children.
Yeah.
Like, and these hands here hurt people. These hands here, like if anybody, I've had people pick on my knuckles all the time. Like, man, what's really going on with that? It's like, yeah, I still break.
You got to show us for the camera, man.
Yeah.
It's like a gorilla knuckle.
You know, I
Clobber fist.
but children mean absolutely so much to me.
Absolutely.
You know, I look at them. Yes, they are the greatest of the kingdom, but also, I feel like children remind us of all the things that we program out of ourselves.
Yeah.
That they naturally do. Like children naturally are brave and willing and accepting of themselves.
Yeah.
But as adults, we start putting guidelines and rails up, like, that's not me, and I don't really do that, and that's not my type. How do you know? Like, if you ain't done it, you can't say it ain't you. Like,
right.
You know, but we put up guardrails and we try to protect our feelings and all these things. And children remind us that, you know, this world is full of things to discover should you be willing to try.
Right.
All right, so that brings me into my third thing, which is my family. You know, I got my beautiful wife, I got my beautiful children, and I see just how awesome things are when they're exploring the world. And I also see that the privilege that I was raised with, I might not have given them to them the same way that I got it, but I've given them their own version of one.
Right.
And they have a big community around them, people who love them, that they call family.
Yeah.
I mean, even with us, you know,
right.
hanging out with Mariah and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The children can say, I can go to this person and this person's going to care about me.
Right.
And be there for me, you know, and that means the world that my children have that, you know, that community that I have, because there's a lot of people, children, adults, all that they spend their whole lives never even knowing that exists.
Yes.
Or knowing that that's something that means something.
Yeah.
Like that's fairy tale, leave it to beaver kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And then my fourth why is it's God.
Man.
I could definitely not be here. I can't tell you how many times. No, I can. Recorded at least. I've died 6 times.
Man.
And they brought me back. Like, okay, his heart stopped. Let's fix that.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm talking right now. I'm here. You know, and I think about the community. I think about, you know, in particular, I think about Oklahoma's hip hop. Just because, you know, I look at the influences I had as a kid, watching like, you know, Brian Freejo. Oh man, if you don't ever have anybody say anything, got to give credit to Brian Freejo for Oklahoma's hip hop. Like just period. Like so many heads found who they are because of that guy.
Yeah.
And we can go into culture shock and its influence and UAT and I can name drop all day, but there's so many people that can roll off my tongue.
Yeah.
But he's still out here going to reservations and schools and camps and I look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real.
And I see a lot of our culture, those who walk this walk and talk this talk, that's always like, man, I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this. I barely ever hear Brian say, I'm trying to get this and this for me. He's like, hey, here's this thing I can do. Here's this place I can be. Here's this, hey, this is this organization over here. I feel like I can help them out.
Yeah.
And that's something, man. Like, I think for community, it's the unity, like the unity part that breaks so much.
Yeah.
Hip hop's principles: peace, love, unity, and having fun. It's like you got to come together.
Yeah.
And I think about how God has really blessed so many of us in our own ways to do what we do and coming together right now.
Right.
So for my why on that, it's God. God let me see these things so I can say what I'm saying right now. God allowed me to experience what I've experienced so I could be the person I am.
Yeah.
And God keeps opening those doors or telling me, why are you asking me? I get a lot of why you asking me. You know what to do. Like, okay, God, you right. With your omnipotent self.
Yeah.
You somebody.
Right,
I try to be snarky with it, but this is how we can be a blessing to people, man.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I see that a lot, man, and I must say I appreciate you for joining the platform today. I appreciate you for everything you do for me, man. How we operate off the camera, and yeah, man, we're gonna wrap it up. Is there anything you have to shout out? Anything particular? Any events you got coming up or anything like that?
I mean, nothing in essence. Just little words for everybody, and I'm gonna look at you for this. Just believe in yourself. The world will tell you you're something and you're not, and your own self will tell you you're something that you're not. Don't listen to any of that. You wake up every morning, that's proof enough that you are great and amazing. You go to bed at night, that's proof enough that you can make it through. And you make choices along the way, which is proof enough that you are worthy and that you are wise enough to be something bigger and better. That's what it's about. So just take those steps, believe in yourself. Don't let anything hold you back. Trust me, there's a better you every single day, should you choose to look for it. That's all.
That's real. I needed that. Well, look, Blunt Convo fam. This was another episode. Shout out to the soundbar for having us again. Shout out to my guy Blake. He's behind the camera doing the work. Shout out to Meteor, the home team. You can follow me everywhere at Trip G Official. We out.